What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be having a look at Megan and just how good she is, where she's good, how do we build her, what are her skills doing, what are her exclusives doing, gear, emblems, there are a lot. And then we'll obviously do a PvE showcase and then a PvP showcase as well. So let's have a little look at what we think of Megan. So her basic attack, Spear Throw, deals 240% attack damage to a single enemy with a 30% chance to inflict inferior severe wound for 2 turns. This is really nice, especially with the enemies that are healing, especially if you're like against Luna in campaign, that kind of thing. So that can be handy. Also, I would say Gwyneth as well, possibly. Maybe we'll have a little look at that in a moment. I've never tried her in Gwyneth, and she could actually be an answer for that. If this attack lands as a crit, there's a 30% chance to inflict severe wound instead, which is the stronger version, reduces healing by 80%. Her second skill, which is her first active skill, Charge Spear, deals 3 stages of 40% attack damage, each to all enemies. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. 25% chance to reduce her defense by 30%, or tenacity by 30% for 2 turns, and then she grants stealth to herself. You know, it does increase a bit of chance, but the damage there is just so low. The damage there is just so low that it's, you know, do we even use this skill? That's what we need to ask ourselves. And like, you'll switch it off in a lot of situations, especially when she's got exclusives. The passive skill, Lord of the Jungle, all allies additionally gain 8% crit rate. When Megan survives, when multiple skills increase this attribute, only the strongest one will take effect. That means if they've got a crit rate buff on them, this one's not going to take effect. It's not going to stack. Megan gains 1 layer of lore, up to 5 layers, which increases her crit damage by 10% whenever an enemy target dies. I'm hoping that this goes from wave transition now as well. It does increase up to 12% crit rate extra, and then an extra 5% for each crit damage, meaning it's 20%. Megan gains 1 layer of lore when her turn ends at exclusives level 2. What was there's no exclusives for the ones before. It's all on the final one. And a piercing spear. This is a big hit. Megan increases her crit rate by 50% for 2 turns, then deals 600% attack damage to a single enemy with an additional 30% piercing rate. This attack ignores immortal and damage immunity, right? So this is actually good for the likes of, say, Mammoth, that kind of thing. People with Nordak in their team. Gustav on some stages. So, you know, this is really nice to nuke through that immortal state. You know, Ocaster as well. It does increase up to 720% attack damage, which is, you know, it's a big hit. Exclusive 1 reduces the cooldown of Piercing Spear by 1 turn when landing a crit. So it's a full turn cooldown. But when you hit with a crit on Spear Throw, which is a basic, meaning it can cool down on Catherine's as well, and it lands as a crit, you know, this is coming down, which is an amazing feat really for her. You know, being able to use this more often. Exclusive level 3, this is huge. Additionally increases crit damage by 70 to 120% to lower the target's health. The higher, the crit damage bonus. So when you're against a boss and they've dropped in health a bit, you're going to be dealing more critical damage. So we did have a little look at her exclusives, but she does really, really need exclusives to become usable. She really does. Before this, she's like a bit lackluster. First one is huge, reducing the cooldown of Piercing Spear by 1 turn when landing a crit. Second one is also huge, Megan gains 1 layer of lore when her turn ends, and this one here is absolutely humongous. Additionally increases the crit damage to lower the target's health. Now she's going to be built on a high crit anyway. The good thing about Megan is that we only need to put her at 50% crit rate, so she's a bit easier to build. Let's have a look at her emblems and what we decided to choose here. I'll just move myself into the center. You can go ahead and snip that if you wish. And we're done. Okay, we're done. You've had time to snip it. Okay. So obviously we've gone down the attack tree and we've gone down to crit damage and all the ones that increase direct damage taken. Now I was in 2 minds about going for either defense or support, and it's either or, honestly. It's either or. If you're using that second skill, you know, better and better can be helpful, increasing the duration a bit longer. But I am kind of leaning towards going for defense. You know, Magic Touch could be helpful, but at reducing that ultimate down really fast, especially paired with her exclusive on a basic attack. A buff or debuff on self speed increases when she has a shield, damage taken is reduced. But, you know, we probably could go down the route of defense, meaning that, you know, because she's going to be a bit squishy anyway, and effective resistance, control resistance, and then we could go for something where we're taking, you know, when self-damage is, self-health is reduced by 25%, she's then healing self as well. So it's really up to you on what you want to do and how you're going to use her. Aura, safe bet is Victory Rush Aura, and I'll say this on most DPS characters. Victory Rush Aura is awesome. It's only a blue. It's a bit easier to build. 13.5% extra direct damage is a lot, and additionally increases by 50% for targets under control status. That is big as well. If you're looking at greens, I would highly suggest going for Pristine Attack Aura, increasing that base attack crit rate so we can reduce the cooldown on her ultimate, or her skill 4 as we want to call it. Other than that, you just want to go, you know, deep targeting aura would be very nice as well. Direct damage dealt, and then additionally, by the ones who countered mark. The self turn meter may be okay, but I do prefer to go with pure damage rather than the turn meter increase. Bold confidence aura could be very nice as well. Crit damage increase, and she gains more crit when self health is above 90%. You know, you could kind of drop like an extra 12% crit rate and go more for crit damage if you're going down that route. You don't have to go down that route, but it gives you some options. You know, Bloodthirst Aura may be pretty good for survival purposes, especially in the likes of Faction Abyss, Tower, that kind of thing, where we're getting hit hard. And if you have access to these kind of auras, then, you know, this could be pretty good. Or you could literally just go down the nuking route and go for shield smash or a piercing rate increase, and then she gains an extra attack when self has shield. Is it advanced hit? This one isn't really going to do a lot. I mean, it does help to have a little bit of effect hit, but we're not really going to be using that hugely. Arena Dominator Aura, maybe, but then it's going to be wasted on Megan, I feel. Rather go for that damage. Yeah. See, this as well, you'd want this on a kind of support hero. You know, early on in the game, campaign boost aura will be very good as well for increasing the skills rate, the skills crit rate, and it doubles when in campaign stages. That would be very, very nice for a lot of you. Let's have a little look at her equipment and how I built her. Now, I did put her on a slay set and crit set. But if you could get enough crit rate, you could go for slay set and a double slay set if you want, but you could also just go for the box standard crit damage set, because you only need to get her to 50% crit rate. Okay, that is your goal, to have her at 50% crit rate. And look, I've just stacked my crit damage, 295%. I've only got 40% effective. Attack is just shy of 41,000. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to move myself into the center a second. This weapon isn't like, it's nothing major. It's got some speed on it, which is okay. But ideally, I'd want crit damage in here. Crit damage all day long. All day long, I'd want crit damage. We've got some speed here, crit damage again, and a base attack increase. On the boots, we've got attack rate and effect hit. No crit damage again. This could be improved. Think how much our crit damage could be. On the neck, we've got attack rate, crit damage. Again, this could also be improved. Now, on her artifact here, we've got crit damage, attack rate, and you could push, if you was, you know, sufficing in crit rate, you could push a little bit of crit rate here, but you could go for speed as well, just to give us some extra speed. On the second artifact, we have attack increase, just the base, crit damage, attack rate here. And on the final piece, we've gone for speed and crit damage, of course. A little bit of effect hit, which, you know, is a little bit useful. So that's how my Megan looks. And again, with the stats here, you know, she's really pushing that crit damage. So let's have a little look at how she performs. Let's have a look at campaign, obviously, first, because, you know, we always sort of go to campaign in these. Let's pair her up with Hoff and Catherine and see what she can do. Let's see what she can do. We're going to put her onto auto, and we're going to target the ones with the bow. Just to, there we go. There's a crit. Oh my goodness. It was like a 1.32 million nuke there. She is horrified right now. We can see she does take a bit of damage, especially by the likes of Dario. 2.5. Wow. You see, her second skill does hardly anything, but it does reduce some stats. Hoff is dead. 1.3. So it's going to be a Catherine and Megan finale against the boss. A Catherine and Megan finale against the boss here. This will be interesting at what kind of happens. It'll be a big nuke there already. The boss is starting to lose health, and it's going to increase her crit damage even further. And I believe she's going to have a crit now. There you go, 1.45. She stealths as well, don't forget. But it matters against this boss because he's AoE all the time. $560, 546 seems to be a basic hit, and then 1.48 million now on the finale. She's definitely a big nuker. She's definitely a big nuker, and you can see that in action. Let's have a little look at Faction Abyss here. On her own. On her own. She is Foresters, I believe. Or is she Sunset Sages? She's Sunset Sages? I think she is. Let's just go into stage 17. No, she's not. She is Foresters. What's wrong with me? Let's go into stage 17 and see if she can do it. Like, ideally, you want to have her in a... You'd want to have her in a Leech set for Faction Abyss. And I don't think, because she's got no self-healing, she won't make it through. Surely not. As you can see, she's not getting many turns. She's got no self-healing from the Leech here. But if she did have Leech set on, the damage she does, she would heal a lot. She would heal a lot. Meaning that she could probably push through quite a bit. Yeah, it's just too much damage. You could put her with a healer. Let me just throw in... if you had Gru leveled up, that would help. Let me throw in Taff. And just a bit of extra damage, you know, sufficed here. Taff just blowing up the AoE there with the poison. We're struggling here. Bleed is nasty. Bleed is nasty. She's nearly dead. Okay, so we're getting to the boss. Let's take out a Cindo quickly. I don't know if she's going to survive. She won't survive this. Surely not. But again, if she had Leech, it would have been a different story. If she had Leech, it would have been a different story. Okay. That's not going to work on the Faction Abyss Showcase unless I had a Leech set on here, which I don't. Red Mark. How can she perform in Red Mark? Let's just go to stage 26. Let's go to stage 26. Let's throw in... Yeah, let's just throw this team in. Wim, Catherine, Hoff, and Megan, and just see... Oh, this can push through. You know, stage 26 is a decent stage, but I want to see what she can do against the boss, etc. So... I mean, between her and Hoff there, they did a good job. Okay. Wish Hunter's Mark would show up again. There it is. 2.87 million. Really big hit. So, you know, you can see how rubbish her second skill is. Like, I would love to see more damage from that. She's got counterattack on her now as well, which means that she's going to be hitting back at the boss with a basic spear throw, which is going to reduce the cooldown on her ultimate. Please don't use your ultimate now. She didn't. Okay, good. So is she going to get hit against the boss here? No, she's not because they've revived. .1. I mean, even with the counterattacks here, and obviously the health burners on the boss too, but these counterattacks are nice on the boss, doing just enough. Look, 782 on a basic. Boss is going to revive. Zia. He's going to be dead before we get a chance to... Yeah, okay. But I mean, that's a four-man team clearing 26F on auto. Yes, okay, they are all very well geared. They do have benefit of my Sanctuary. They do have benefit of my talents and marks as well. So take that into consideration. Dwarven Ruins. Let's have a little look at Gwyneth here. Now, I haven't pushed it much at all. Let's have a little look at stage 29. Let's have a little look at stage 29. We'll take out Sigmund. I have stamina. How much do I need? 24? Whatever. Okay, so let's have a little look at this with Hazonia, Tuck. We're going to take off auto. We're not going to use our counter attack here. I mean, she can nuke through that here. Only 925 though. 373 on the basic crit there. Okay, so we're free wave 1. It's going to be interesting against the boss. That's what's going to be interesting. I should have used counter first then. And why am I freezing? Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. So a lot of them are dead, I mean, other than this one here. We can nuke her. 584 means they're all going to be dead next turn. Okay. So into the boss wave, and we do get to use both. Now it's like, where would you go, Luna or Gru first? Like, what would you target? I really haven't explored much in Gwyneth. As you can see, it's only at 28. Ally protection there from Gru as well. Okay, so now we can freeze it. So we can push through now. Let's kill this Luna. Wow. Gru's dead anyway. So let's leave it as it is now, and we need to get. Maybe that effect isn't enough. Is she even attempting to land it? It's only a 30% chance, isn't it? It's not a huge chance. There we go. So it's on now. So healing is reduced now. Resisted that time. No chance of landing that time. But yeah, okay. Put a shield on our guys. Never knew. 1.5. You know, she hits hard. As you can see, as the boss gets lower in health, there it is again. Severe, inferior. Or is that's not inferior, is it? That's a higher one. Wow, Ben Austin is dead. The boss starts to hit hard. Boss starts to hit hard. There's severe wound again, so it's 80% less healing. 1 million. Do some more friggin'. Apparently Ben Austin died. Oof. Gwyneth is really hard. We need that. Oh my goodness, we need severe wounds on him. Otherwise, he's going to keep. Look at this. Okay, but you imagine. But it would work with a bit of tuning. Maybe it'd be worth putting a bit more effect on her. She is just very much hard nuking right now. But Gwyneth on that side of things is a pain. I don't know if we needed Tuck in there. We could probably gone with a bit more damage as well. In which case, would have killed the boss. Would have killed the boss. Maybe. She's also good in Guild Boss, but there is better options available. I used to use her in Guild Boss. You turn off her skill 2, she's not debuffing, and just use her nuke. But now we have the options like Slaval and Lucifer, and just putting them together is just much better. You know, Nidrold, Milia, Hazonia, that kind of thing. She doesn't shine amazingly in comparison to them. But Megan is a very nice choice, and she is, you know, she is very very hard hitting. Let's have a little look at her in arena. Let's have a look at this dude here. Take out Magdalena, and we'll throw in Megan just for that hard nuke. Hard nuke, and we'll see if she can one nuke some of the enemies. He froze my space. He froze my space. Wow, ally protection there. Agatha. There we go. There goes Lucifer. It's going to be a loss. I mean, nasty team though. I mean, unless we can somehow survive. We need to leave Catherine here. No, we're dead. So we're going to try it again. We're going to try the same team again. And it is a nasty team. It's Quinn and Sansa, and you know, it's a nasty team. But we need space not to get frozen. And she did get frozen again. So it was a loss again. We just removed that apple between Agatha and... But that damage reduction is huge. Agatha nearly crits through. Okay. We'll try it one more time. We'll try it one more time here. And this isn't down to Megan. This is down to just my... Wow, she got frozen again. That is so rare. Well, what happened the last time that we tried that? One's frozen. This nearly killed my Ben Austin. Okay, Lucifer's dead. I mean, can you argue that a skill 2 is even good in arena? I mean, it's not really, is it? Would you rather use a basic to reduce the cooldown on her main skill? 1 point... Wow, she did hit Santa hard there. Defense down did help. 615 on the basic. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Let's have a... Let's take out Agatha. Let's throw in Hoff with her. The trouble is when you... She's a single target nuker. And if we're comparing her to other single target, like, it's trying to compare her to Lucifer, and you just can't. You cannot compare them both. You cannot compare them both. Bum, bum, bum. I mean, she can one-shot targets and then basic attack against. But again, that's because of the counter attack. I mean, yeah. Wow, was that 3.1 million? What the? How happened there? Let's have a look at Reaper. This is a nasty team. If his Malkiel gets a turn, we're screwed, basically. Space got frozen, so that means we're screwed. We are. And his Ben is slightly faster than my Ben, meaning he goes before me as well. So nice. But again, that's if he freezes my space. If he doesn't freeze my space, it's a win. And this is what it boils down to. This is what it all boils down to in the end, is turn meter. Because my Ben now goes first, it means I can take out his Malkio early on. And of course, it's boosted the turn meter on my other allies. So, wow. The apple. The apple. There was going to be a loss again. It's going to be a loss again. I miss multi-hit. I miss multi-hit right now. That's what I miss. This is a loss. Yeah, it's over. Okay. So we need to bear that in mind as well with Megan, is the fact that the enemies have apples. If the enemies have apples on them, it's going to be very, very tough to get a win. It's going to be very, very tough to get a win. Let's have a look at Lord Anonymous here, and then we'll call it a day for the PvP Showcase. And Megan's Showcase will say bye-bye to her. Ben Alston again. Hoff probably dies here? No? No, he doesn't. I want to target him. I want to target him. Can we nuke through a shield and consolidation on Catherine? No. Is it possible? Surely Megan's going to get nuked in a moment by Lucifer. Surely. He's targeting. Okay. There's a win. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, we're going to call it there on Megan's Showcase. But, I mean, what do you guys think of Megan? You can see why she needs an exclusive 3 so that she's increasing the crit damage when the enemy's health is lower, especially on bosses and that kind of thing. Could her increase of healing help, or the healing decreased healing effect help on her chance? Because it's only a 30% chance on that basic to land it, and it could do with being increased really to make her more viable in PvE. Would I build Megan as an early unit? I feel like we have better options, but she is very good. You know, she does do good damage. Arena, again, advanced arena, she's going to be better for. But classic arena, there are better options again. And guild boss, there's better options again. So, she's in a very fine usage line. She is good, but she's not quite good enough for you to fully focus on, in my opinion. In my opinion. You let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you click like, subscribe, and comment below, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.